This is a project I did. I finished it up last quarter, and I have it here because I was talking about it in my life drawing class, which is following this one up for you. And I did this project for a friend of mine that does a comic book called She Buccaneer. And
oh, you bought the painting?
Favor. Say what?
Oh, did you bought the painting?
The painting is here, yeah.
Oh.
And Will has seen it before already because I finished it up last quarter. But She Buccaneer is this bizarre, strange comic. It's a comic book, you know. And it's about this lusty woman that runs around the Caribbean and conquers evil problems and finds herself in the tomb of Adam and Eve. And so the reviews on the comic book were that if they had done the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in this manner, it would have been a really better movie. And that was just one of the reviewers for comic book or something like that. But still in all, a fun comic. And my friend illustrates it and publishes it. And he called me up and said, Kevin, would you do a piece that would stick into it as a little like extra thing or something like that? So I did. And the problem of drawing anatomy, doing the research, finding things. This is one little piece that I did, a little drawing, a little project, and that's what it looks like. And there's a couple of different views of the figure and a couple of pirates, and this is a pirate priest. He's a priest, but actually it's a student upstairs on the 5th floor. That's Joe. His name is Jerry Lewis, real name. But what I hold in my left hand is the research.
The research.
This is the stuff I assembled to do that. Okay?
The reference material?
The reference pictures, the things that I found. Drawings and pictures of ships. Redos. The redos. There's like tons of redo things. I mean, things we find in magazines. How to draw hair. That kind of thing. It's better I put it down. It's going to fall on the floor and be a mess. But, I mean, there are thumbnails and roughs of what I came up with, sections, feet. Will and I were looking at this thing, and he says, Will spotted it, says the feet are wrong on this character here, on her. And she's, actually I had photo reference for the model, for the girl, and of course these are references too, but the girl I had to draw out of my head. I had to figure that out, because that didn't exist.
You drew that and painted it?
Yeah.
With what material or what kind of paint?
It's multimedia, more or less. It's acrylics and on gesso panel with a colored pencil on top to kind of do the detail crap. You know. And then these are the feet that I had to redo on her to get the feet right because they weren't quite correct. But I had pictures of the woman that was the original She Buccaneer model for Bill, and here's something from the comic book itself. You can go online and find this. The voyages or the adventures of the She Buccaneer. But there are lots of you know, I did close-ups of the face and found pictures of boats. This thing's clipped together. And there's some more. Oh, that's another thing to turn. That's something else. Actually the artist that did the comic book is this guy right here. That's Bill Hughes. Right there, I stuck him in because I felt like I could. Again, more boat pictures. That might be, well, that's a small version of it, but that's the boat that's in the painting. Right there.
Huh.
Yeah. And I went and found pictures of people with the steering wheel. Because all of a sudden, what the hell does the steering wheel look like on the boat? You know? So she has a tankard of ale because she's kind of drinking all the time. And I did find internet pictures of people. This is about the hair here. I found that. You know, and this is the process. This is some of the stuff I do to get from here to there and look good. You know, 'cause it just, you know, here's some of the online comic here. You go online at Voyages, the She Buccaneer. What he does is he puts out an issue, but then online on the internet he puts out 4 or 5 pages that's stuffed between the issues, which is kind of a nice little deal. That you can download it and look at. That could be the stuff in between the what's going on. And if you write in terms of the thing, you can actually send in, if you send your picture in to Bill, your photo in or something like that, he'll then put you in the crew.
That's awesome.
So as the comic book is going on, then all of a sudden you appear in the comic, you know, which is why I put him there. Here's one of his pencils, for one of the pages. That's what the page on the internet looks like. And so that's one of Bill's things. Bill has a kind of a Jack Kirby kind of look to his stuff. Very heavy lines, very action-oriented kind of things. So, there she is again. I made her look a little softer than Bill did. And then here's the pirate in the bottom corner with the parrot. More boats. Photoshop enhanced female figures. Prerequisite of all comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing something. There's one of the other boats.
Is it sad that I know how to do that?
Let's see.
Is it bad that I know how to do that?
More thumbnails and roughs.
I don't think so.
Playboy.
Woohoo!
Gotta find your references everywhere. Certain things I just never threw away. My backyard had nothing to do with this piece.
Maybe for an island.
Yeah, I mean, I virtually look and find everything. I pull everything out of every corner I can to help me get from here to there, and then figure out what do I need, what do I not need. How do I get this thing to work? What do I need to do to get from point A to point B? There's no direct line to that, but and it tends to be I put more together, more stuff, information together, find more stuff, and that sometimes is dangerous, folks, because the research is fun. I love going to the library and looking at pretty pictures and all kinds of stuff and reading things, and then days go by and you got nothing done. Be careful of that too. But you can't do it without the research. You can't do it without getting the right information in your hands so you can be successful. These are little life lessons I'm going to throw at you all the time. Okay, this is the stuff that we do to be what we are, not what you want to be. Right? Not what you want to be, what you are. That's essential. We're not going back. There's no turning back. We didn't start this thing to be unsuccessful. You came here to do incredible stuff. All right, I think we don't have to do rolling in. Got it one time, it's done. We signed on the dotted line. Let's go home. And once again, I said it before, feel free to stop by. You've got questions. You'll think of things in the car going home.
So you can use the drawing 18x24.
That's a nice size, yeah. And then you can trim it down. That's how I did my pieces. Was I trimmed it down. I actually worked in the middle of it, and then I cut out the outside edges that I didn't need. Because the hands are a little bit smaller than whatever. Now whatever order I had this in, which wasn't the order. It's a mess.
What was the sheet going on?
Front or side or front and back. It's up to you.
It's gotta be either or.
Yeah. Two views.
Two different
views. Skeletal or muscular, actually. I might even have an example or two in that cabinet over there of some people that did the muscles. I've had somebody, by the way, also do the bones on one side and the muscles on the other, just because it's more interesting.
So you do muscles?
Yes.
If we do bones on one side and muscles on the other, is it still a posterior and a anterior?
Yeah. Yeah. That'll give you a little bit more information.
And can you do it?
Probably still recording.